Well, welcome everybody to Talks on Tuesday, every Tuesday for a half an hour. And I just want to suggest that at the end of the 5 minutes before, that if you have something to share, just to keep it short so that we don't, especially with Mary having a certain amount of time on her Zoom account here. Right, Mary? Is that correct?
I have the regular free user account, which limits us.
Yeah.
So you could get cut off in the middle of your.
And we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So today we have with us, we have Mary and we have Chelsea and me, Julie. And unfortunately, Barbara is not here. She'll be back next week. We will miss her today. And this is where we can speak about lots of different things, metaphysical, spiritual, supernatural, scientifical.
That's next week, super national.
National.
I'm sorry. I'm just, this kind of host. What can I say? And I just want to also mention that at the end or after, you can always subscribe to our channel, and if you haven't already. And if I'm forgetting anything, Mary, you just chirp in. Today, we are so happy to say that our topic comes from Gino. This wonderful topic, and I'm going to read it. How do we influence others in terms of making our lives better and theirs as well? What are the qualities, actions, thoughts, etc., that would be in the mix of influencing others? How can we help make this a better world? That's a great topic. And I'll share briefly. I think a lot of what we talk about in reconnective healing is a good way to do that. I think being present, and we talk about sharing your being, and the awareness of who you are. Of course, all those things tie into if you do something of service, which is, always gonna, I think that's really sharing your being, or just whatever you do during the day in your life, in a state of ease and presence again. And, we talk about flow and just living in the flow. And I think that it's contagious. Even when you're not around people, I think it helps to influence others. Where am I? I wanted to go.
Yeah, and just raise your hand if you've got something you want to add.
So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at about it, is just really trying to be your authentic self and stay in the moment. And just like when Gino talks about going to the market and meeting people and having that shared moment with someone, and it just feels good, and I'm going to actually open it up for comments or sharing, and just who wants to speak to this? Nobody? I'm going to read it again for those people that just got here. The topic today, Renee and Cecilia and Anka, I don't know if you were here, is how do we influence others in terms of making our lives better and theirs as well? What are the qualities, actions, thoughts, that would be in the mix of influencing others? How can we help make this a better world? Great topic.
Julie, you said a number of things that I was thinking as well. I think it's beautiful. And of course, reconnective healing absolutely is very significant in all of that. And I heard this somewhere recently and I wrote it down. And what is my job or reason to be on Earth? And the things that they mentioned were, first of all, your inner work, which we've all mentioned many times. To me, that is so key to have the ripple effect for everything else that we put out there. And then to come from service in any form that you would like to. It could be very pronounced, where you're volunteering, 10 days a week at some facility or not, but some kind of service, and to be an ethical and moral human being. And then another thing that I try to stay with too is just to keep my word, to live in integrity. I think that's very important as well. Now, the thing is, we all can approach this differently, but my hope is that we all approach it proactively. And the things that I do are maybe not all the things that you guys do, but these are the things that came to me that were hugely important to do on the planet. I've never been, well, I have been in the past, to mainly focus on myself and try to manifest it with others. But I like to, break out of that mold completely and, really be out there in the world and contribute via activism and all kinds of things, because I'm always watching everything that's going on out there. I know everything that's going on in several countries in Africa, for example. I just want to know what's going on out there. And then, of course, with all the other inner work I've done, I'm able to keep balance as well, which is extremely important. So, those are the main things that I wanted to touch upon. Also, Chelsea wrote be by example. Absolutely. That's key. Absolutely.
That's, Gina, that's great. And also integrity was one of mine, that just to be in integrity, that's I think a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Chelsea, what you said. And now let's see, we have Renee. Renee, welcome.
Yeah, we all gain perspective. I'm going to keep mine simple, which will be different. Stop, look, and listen. I would say those three guideposts, or those three almost like traffic signs, could be very illuminating in any and in every way possible, because when you are open to the world around you and you notice things, whether they are other people, you could comment on something at some moment in time, you could ask somebody a question, a conversation could begin that you didn't plan. So when you are in tune with what's happening around you, everybody is a part of your life, and you are a part of everybody else's life in that day, in that moment. And for example, one of my gym colleagues, if you want to call him a colleague, had an injury which was caused by a car nearly hitting her. And I heard her share her story, because I actually was standing right there on that day. And then she disappeared, and I didn't see her for over a week. And she reappeared, and I could see just by observing that she had more ease in her movement, and she was not like so slow and so kind of clumsy as I had seen her 1 week before. So as I was nearby to her, I said, "And how is your knee feeling after the fact?" And a conversation began. And I have also experienced being struck by a vehicle myself. So we had a shared reality that you wouldn't share with everybody, because fortunately, everybody hasn't had that experience. So it opened the door to a conversation. There was compassion there. There was empathy there. There was an opportunity to sort of enlighten each other, or, shed light on issues that we were, dealing with that were very close to our hearts. And to me, those kinds of moments are and can be very life-changing for everybody. You know, when we are aware and we are including other people in our day, however we do that. Today I was on the bus and there was a child that was very, very upset. I just began to sort of move my hands toward him. And interestingly enough, he quietened down. Now, he didn't know what I was doing. His mother was completely oblivious, didn't even notice or care that he was very upset. But I did notice that. And I wasn't trying to, shut him up, but I was trying to sort of maybe just divert his attention so he could know that there was someone present with him that noticed that he was upset. So this to me is life-changing for someone's day. And it may sound inconsequential, but I think if everybody practiced this and took one step toward your fellow human being next to you, in front of you, wherever you happen to be, we could create a very different reality than the one that we have to face now. And I think the one that's so distracted by technology is not the one which nourishes us in a way which I think it's dying. I think it's dying in a way which is really very prevalent, and it makes me very sad. So that's my commentary for the day.
Thank you, Renee. That's beautiful. I just wanted to add that I understand what you're saying about people on their cell phones. And earlier when I said, when we share our being, or we live in the frequencies, let's say, and that helps to lift the vibration. And it doesn't necessarily mean right there, but maybe it's more of a global thing, or where people are gonna somehow, they're gonna feel that vibration, maybe not know it, and hopefully, with this addiction to phones, maybe that will change, and that we should, the people that we do come in contact, like that beautiful story you told about the what was it, the woman that you started talking to, those are the gems, where we really can, we can feel it, and we can identify with the oneness that we are. And those are the ones, that you want to focus on. And that's all I have to say. Mary.
Yeah, I think a very simple way of stating all of this is that it is, for me, helpful to live in a state of namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you.
Mm,
And to
Yeah.
recognize in each other that divinity that fosters a kindness, a listening. They've done these studies where when people walk down the street and smile, most people smile back. And smiling releases endorphins. And we all feel a little bit better. It doesn't take very much. And we can all do this.
absolutely. And I have a little story about that. I was in the supermarket and I was walking down an aisle, and a woman was coming towards me, an older woman, and I smiled at her, and she stopped and she said, "You have a beautiful smile. Oh, that's just wonderful." It's like, "Oh, thank you." But there's an example, I mean, that was like a really great reaction to that. And she felt good and I felt good. And, we were sharing our beings, in doing that. So anyone else like to share? Oh, Renee.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh,
Kelsey's hand is up. But you can't see it because her plate is almost the same color.
Who?
Yeah,
Chelsea,
I
Chelsea?
know.
Hi. Yes.
I know. I've got the emoji.
Oh, I
to
see
be
it.
like the-
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that at all. Okay. And I'm
I
wearing my.
know. In truth, we should have like purple hands and stuff, not the color that matches our skin.
Yeah.
'Cause, I just wanted. I loved Renee Scher, and I thought what Julie had to say was pretty much what I kind of wanted to bring up after about what Renee shared. And I guess I just wanted to add that I think one thing I could call it a practice that I like to do is practice on dropping the judgment of it, of whatever it is being good or bad. And I know you know that too, Renee, because in one moment you're kind of in tune with this or that, but then you tell the beautiful story of, then you just drop in and kind of play in the frequencies. And I think that's you just being like, okay, it doesn't matter if it's perceived good or bad, it just is. And I think that's when we can just really flow and be, and maybe that's where change happens, and that the change is within us that then becomes something on the outside. But that's my 2 cents for now.
Thank you, Chelsea. Anyone else?
Cecilia.
Where is her hand there? I'm really bad at this. Cecilia.
Hey, hi, everybody.
Hi,
I
Cecilia.
love this. This topic is great. It's wonderful.
Jean-
I know that it starts with us. It starts with our being, and being kind is the greatest way that I've found to spread joy, share joy, to bring joy. Noticing if we're feeling off balance or maybe short or, I mean, angered or whatever, frustrated with anything, it's not the other person's fault that I'm feeling this way. It's my choice to feel this way, and I need to straighten myself up. I need to find something that brings me a more joyful thought, a more joyful expression. And if I can't come out of that funk, I need to take a walk and remove myself from the environment so I can find a better place to interact with people from. Find something kind to share with the person you're interacting with. This morning I was out getting my coffee. I like to go out to get coffee, not make coffee from home, because I like to interact with people. I like that. And so when I saw the person that was helping me came towards me with a look of frustration of some sort, and I immediately shifted and I said, "Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful color on you," or "Or my goodness, this outfit really is really becoming on you." I just really made a choice to flip it so she had something to smile about for the instant, for the moment, but that shifted her entire persona, and whatever she was upset with before disappeared. She didn't even come at me with it. So it's like all of a sudden she was smiling and she was happy. It's like, "Oh, thank you. That was very kind." And then she noticed the kindness in the next person. And when he left, she said, "He is always so kind when he comes in here. He brings kindness too." I was like, "And you bring it." I said, "You attract the kindness." And so I gave her that because, all of a sudden she turned into a smile, and she saw the smiles in others and she emitted them from others because her smile, it was contagious. It's like you said, it's contagious. And so I think finding a kind way to interact with people is the best. It's just really sweet. And it brings that forth from the other person.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's so true. Mayor?
what this reminds me of is it's not a matter of what can we do. It's a matter of who can we be.
Mm,
Because if this is a holographic universe and we're all reflections of each other, then if I am a certain way, it necessarily reflects throughout our collective, we'll say.
I'd like to add who we would be. I'm going to read something, and then at the end, I'm going to tell you what it is. Be present, be love, be the process, be the observed, feel, be oneness, be the witness, listen actively, be instinct, be knowingness, receive, see yourself in everyone and see everyone in yourself. And that is 12 keys to reconnective healing. So reconnective healing, you know, living in the frequencies, it's the life progress, you know, it catapults you into your life progress, which I think encapsulates all these things that we've talked about.
Yep.
Yes, Chelsea.
And, you know, what does Chelsea do? What does Gino do? You know, we are like literal, like huge power plants. We're like nuclear power plants, each one of us. And I mean, we really do have so much power and magic to like inflict and create and change. And, you know, I just want to insert that because I think what we do have our arms in and our fingers in is really like we really are molding it, you know, and we like I love your picture behind you today, Gino. Like what Gino does, but what each of us does is like it's like roots into the earth. It means so much. It's magical. And I think once we know that we have the power to change our day to day, what we consider day to day, but really is like being in the magic. It's just it's joyful, powerful, and life changing.
It's like our music, it's like our art, you know, that we're sharing. We have about 4 minutes left. So if anyone would like to share a short share, I invite you.
Boy, that went quick.
Yeah, it's a great topic, Gino. Thank you. Thank you so much to bringing that to us. Yeah.
I'll just share
Okay.
one strategy I've used, especially when I'm down in the dumps and kind of cranky, which happens. I come up with a brand new theme song for the day. What's my theme song? And that helps me to be a different way.
Can you give us an example, Mary?
One that's in my head right now is from The Wizard of Oz, when they get out of the dark, horrible forest, and it says the song is, "You're out of the woods, you're something or other, you're into the light. Step up and step right." Yeah.
Perfect.
Mhm.
I have a friend who we kind of picked up this saying, and she's a single mom. She has some struggles and stuff, and she would always go, "Things are looking up." So not a song, but it's just like we would say, "Things are looking up." There's that. Oh, 2 minutes.
There is a New Yorker cartoon from long ago where Santa Claus is ringing his bell on a New York street. And people are walking around huddled into their coats, He's saying things could be worse. Things could be worse.
Same idea. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know about that. My favorite thing is to just stop and just say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I have nothing else to think about, but I love you.
I
And
like
that's it.
that.
And that really turns it around for me and for the person I'm with.
I like that when I'm arguing with my husband and he goes, what? And I go, I love you.
That's why
Yes.
we have dogs.
Anybody else got, a saying or a little blurb or something about that?
No,
You've
I
got
like,
a minute. Yes,
Right.
Anka, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
I want to say that I traveled in other country in Holland, Netherlands, and I was open to new things and people, and I meet great people because I don't know, my state of mind and of feelings were open, and was a great experience. I
Mm.
just wanted to say this.
Thank you.
Great.
It's nice. Love the Netherlands. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
so nice to have you all here today for this wonderful topic. And don't forget to come next week for the law of attraction. Your thoughts on that? Okay. Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.
You, bye.
yeah, everybody.